Right now in towns and cities all across America, there is a quiet financial leak draining thousands of dollars a year out of the pockets of seniors and retirees, and almost nobody is talking about it. If you are 60 or older, or you have a parent, a spouse, or a neighbour in that stage of life, what I'm about to walk you through in the next few minutes could directly affect your social security, your savings, your bank account, and how much you send off in taxes every single year. This isn't a rumour and it isn't a gimmick. It's real law, real policy, and real programs written into federal and state statutes specifically to protect people on fixed incomes. Yet study after study shows the majority of eligible seniors never apply for them, simply because no government office, no bank teller, and no utility company is required to walk up and tell you. And if you never ask the right question, you keep paying full price for the rest of your life on things you may be legally exempt from. So stay with me through this entire video, because I'm going to walk you through 7 separate bills where an exemption, discount, deferral, or credit might already exist with your name on it. And I'm going to save the one most people miss completely for the end, because it's the one that surprises even people who think they've already done their homework: your property tax bill. In many states, once you reach a certain age, often 65, but sometimes as young as 61 or 62 depending on where you live, you may qualify for a senior property tax exemption, a valuation freeze, or in some cases a full deferral program. An exemption can shrink the taxable value of your home. A freeze locks your assessed value in place so that even if home prices in your neighbourhood skyrocket, your tax bill doesn't skyrocket with it. And a deferral program, which fewer people know about, can allow the county to postpone collection of your property tax entirely until the home is sold or transferred, which can free up real monthly cash flow for someone living on a fixed income. Here's the catch that trips up almost everyone. None of this happens automatically. You have to file an application, usually through your county assessor or tax collector's office, and there is almost always a strict annual deadline. Miss it, and you are often locked into paying full price for another full year with no way to go back and recover that money. If you've owned your home for years and never once filed for a senior exemption, this alone could be worth calling your county assessor this week and asking directly, do you have a senior property tax exemption, freeze, or deferral, and what is the filing deadline? The second bill hiding in plain sight is your Medicare premium. Most retirees assume their Part B premium is simply fixed and non-negotiable, but that's not entirely true. If your income falls under certain thresholds, you may qualify for what's called a Medicare savings program. And depending on which tier you fall into, the state can actually pay your Part B premium for you every month, and in some tiers, also help cover your deductibles and coinsurance costs. This is separate from something called Extra Help, a related but distinct program that can dramatically lower what you pay out of pocket for prescription drug coverage under Part D. Together, these two programs can represent real, ongoing monthly savings, yet enrollment remains shockingly low nationwide, largely because people assume that if they made too much money working, they must make too much money now. Retirement income is often lower than people expect once you actually run the numbers, and it's worth checking rather than assuming. The third bill catching people off guard is federal income tax on Social Security itself. Here's something a lot of retirees don't realise. Depending on your total combined income, a portion, or in some cases none, of your Social Security benefit may actually be taxable at the federal level. Many retirees keep filing taxes the exact same way they did while working, never adjusting their withholding or filing status after leaving the workforce, and as a result they overpay year after year without ever noticing. On top of that, roughly a third of states don't tax Social Security benefits at all, and some go further, exempting pension income or retirement account withdrawals as well. If you haven't reviewed how your specific state treats retirement income within the last year or two, the rules may have shifted since you last checked, and it is absolutely worth a fresh look before your next tax filing season arrives. Now, before I tell you about the 4th, 5th, and 6th bills, and before I get to that 7th one that surprises even people who think they know everything, I want to pause for just a second. If this is the kind of practical, dollars and cents information you want more of, and if you think your parents, your neighbours, or anyone you know living on a fixed income needs to hear this too, do me a favour right now and hit that like button and subscribe to this channel. I'm covering these updates as the rules shift throughout the year, because these thresholds, deadlines, and programs do change, sometimes with very little public notice. And I don't want you to be the person who finds out a year too late. All right, let's keep going because bill number 4 is one that hits people every single season of the year. The 4th bill is your home energy and utility bill. And this one quietly drains retirement budgets during both winter heating season and summer cooling season. There is a federal program called the Low-Income Home Energy Assistance Program, designed specifically to help seniors and low-income households cover heating and cooling costs. And it's administered at the state and local level, meaning the exact benefit and application process varies depending on where you live. On top of that federal program, many individual utility companies quietly offer their own senior or low-income discount rates that are never advertised anywhere on your actual bill. You won't see a line item that says you qualify for 20% off. You have to call and ask. And I mean literally call your gas company, your electric company, and your water utility and ask them directly, word for word, do you offer a senior discount or a low-income assistance program? And how do I apply? The 5th bill riding along quietly in the background is your phone and internet bill. There's a federal program called Lifeline that can lower your monthly phone or internet bill if you qualify based on your income level or your participation in another assistance program such as Medicaid or SNAP. Many seniors already qualify for Medicaid or food assistance and have no idea that qualification alone can unlock a discount on an entirely separate bill. These programs aren't connected behind the scenes to notify you automatically. Each one lives in its own silo, which means the responsibility falls on you to connect the dots and apply separately. The 6th bill, and this is one people almost never think to question, is your banking fees. Many banks and credit unions offer completely free checking accounts, waived monthly maintenance fees, and reduced or eliminated minimum balance requirements specifically for account holders over a certain age, often 60, sometimes 65. If you've had the same checking account for 20 or 30 years and you're still paying a monthly maintenance fee, or an overdraft fee structure designed for someone in their 30s juggling paycheck timing, you may be sitting on an outdated account type that your own bank never bothered to upgrade for you. Banks are not required to proactively move you into a better account tier just because you had a birthday. You have to walk in or call and ask specifically, do you have a senior account option with reduced or waived fees, and can you convert my current account into it? And now here is the 7th bill, the one I promised you at the start of this video, the one that surprises even seniors who think they've already covered every angle. It's your vehicle-related costs, specifically registration fees, and, in some states, excise or ad valorem taxes tied to your car. A number of states offer reduced vehicle registration fees for seniors, and some go even further with reduced fees for seniors who are also veterans, stacking 2 separate discounts into one. This is the one that gets missed constantly because people assume vehicle registration is just a flat, unavoidable cost of owning a car, no different for anyone, regardless of age. In reality, in the states that offer it, this exemption or reduction typically has to be requested at the time of renewal, meaning if you don't specifically ask for it, the default system will simply charge you the standard rate every single year going forward, with no automatic correction and often no refund for years you already overpaid. This is not some hidden conspiracy where the government is deliberately keeping you in the dark. It's simpler, and in some ways more frustrating than that. These programs exist legally, they are funded, and they are real, but no agency is under any legal obligation to call you personally and walk you through your eligibility. The application windows are real, the deadlines are real, and in most cases, once a deadline passes for that year, you cannot go back and retroactively recover the savings you missed. That means the single most powerful action you can take after watching this video isn't guessing which of these 7 applies to you. It's picking up the phone this week and asking directly. Call your county assessor's office and ask about senior property tax exemptions, freezes, or deferrals. Call Social Security or your state Medicaid office and ask about Medicare savings programs and extra help. Check how your specific state treats Social Security and retirement income for tax purposes this year. Call your gas, electric, water, phone, and internet providers and ask directly about senior or low-income discounts. Walk into your bank and ask about senior account options with reduced or waived fees. And when it's time to renew your vehicle registration, ask specifically whether a senior or veteran discount applies before you pay the standard rate. None of these 7 programs will chase you down and hand you the savings you're entitled to. The system is built to respond when you ask, not to reach out and offer. That means the seniors and retirees who take 15 minutes this week to make a handful of phone calls are the ones who end up keeping more of their own money next year, while everyone else keeps quietly overpaying on bills they never had to pay in full in the first place. So please, don't keep this to yourself. Share this with a parent, a grandparent, a neighbour down the street, or anyone you know living on a fixed income, because the information that feels obvious once you've heard it can be genuinely life-changing to someone who simply never had the chance to hear it before today. Stay close to this channel, because these thresholds, deadlines, and rules shift, sometimes quietly, sometimes with almost no public notice at all. And I intend to keep bringing you every update the moment it matters. Don't be the person who finds out a year too late that the money was there the whole time, waiting for you to simply ask.